Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be going over my favorites and fails for the month of December 2019. I can't believe that this is the last video I'm going to be filming in 2019. I know it's just so surreal. I want to address something really quickly. You guys can skip past this if you already know, but I had a few comments on my last two videos. I don't think I talked about being sick in one video and then I didn't want to keep bringing it up. So I had a few people saying that I sounded weird or, this or that. So I just want to let you guys know that I am sick. After the video that went up yesterday, I did finally go to the doctor. I kept saying, I don't have time to go to the doctor. I don't have time to go to the doctor. Well, I thought I was getting better because I was coughing up stuff, and usually when that starts happening, it's kind of like, oh, okay, you're getting stuff out. And then more concerning things started coming up, and let's just say I had bronchitis, which led to a lung infection, which I now have an upper respiratory infection, and I don't feel good. And I'm not complaining at all. I don't want you guys to think that. I know my energy is low and, my voice sounds funny. I can't help that, but I do want to film. I'm going to take the next 2 days completely off and just lay down. I feel better than what I did yesterday because I got 2 shots on my tush. They say it's your hip, but I'm pretty sure that's my tush. And then I'm on steroids, antibiotics, and I have an inhaler, so I should be good, maybe like in a week or something. But I'm gonna start filming before that. I just want to give myself a little bit of a rest. So anywho, I'm going to skip past all that. I don't want you guys to think that I'm complaining or this or that, and I know that you guys don't expect videos whenever I'm sick, but I do this because I love it and because I love you guys, and I want to share my favorites. I really, really, really do. So I am going to make this video whether I sound like a chipmunk or not. Let's go ahead and get into my favorites, and these are in no particular order. I want to start off with Scott Barnes. The entire collection, everything that I got, all 4 palettes, the 3 face palettes and the eyeshadow palette, I love them all, but I have to tell you that the ones that I have been reaching for the most, and the ones you guys have been seeing in my description box, has been the Sculpting and Contour #1 palette. I have thoroughly been enjoying putting sliced and carved together and using that as my bronzer. I'm not somebody who really likes to, cut out my cheekbones a lot. It's just not really my thing. But I have gotten several compliments on this combination. I feel like they blend together so well. I do like it better with my Sonia G brush rather than the brush that I used in the video. The more flimsy brush that I used in the video, I actually like better just for loose powder, just kind of dusting things all over. But my Sonia G Master Face Brush, yeah, that one gets these two just blended into the skin so beautifully. And this has such a great range, but personally I find myself mixing these. This color right here on a tan skin tone is going to be such a beautiful blush shade. I know you can definitely use this to warm up the skin on different skin tones, but this one, I wish that I was in the summer months, because I think that I would be able to pull this off as a mixture of bronzer and blush all together. Definitely gonna try that out whenever I get a little darker again in the summer, but this is fantastic. The blendability, everything is just impeccable. And the same thing goes for the blush palette. This is the Chic Cheek #1. Again, I have been mixing a lot with this one. Mango Fizz, I have been mixing this with these 2 shades and this one down here, and oh my gosh, it just adds something warm to it. These are already warmer tones, but it just adds just a little bit extra, and I think they are so lovely. My favorite combination though is Minimalist and Mango Fizz, and then my favorite individual blush in this is minimalist. Showy and glowy you can use to enhance the blushes, but I really like this one right here as a highlight for my skin tone. And then this one I really like to put on the outer skirts of my cheekbone, and it just gives me a lot of radiance. I think it's gorgeous. Just like the contour palette, I find this to be so blendable, so pigmented, and just looks so lovely on the skin. So I highly recommend them, and I definitely recommend the highlight palette if you want something that is extremely pigmented and has a lot of different shades in there. I really enjoy it, and I have been enjoying the eyeshadow palette, but I have been enjoying other ones just a little bit more, so I don't want to call it a favorite just for the sake of calling it a favorite. I do want to talk about three brushes from his line that I am in love with. We got to keep this shirt up so I don't look naked. I bought the entire brush set, but these are the three that I want to speak on. The number 62, this is a beautiful crease brush. I feel like it works so nicely. It doesn't spray out too much, but then it's not too tapered either. Especially for my eye shape, I find that I can just use this really quickly and it blends out very nicely. Beautiful. And then this one that I didn't really know if I was going to like, it's one of those that if I had not picked up the entire collection, I would have left it out. I wouldn't have picked this one up just based on like I wasn't sure about it. And this is the number 61. Oh my gosh, this is so innovative, and it's just, I love it. I love it for metallics. Placing a metallic on with this, you can apply the metallic on the flat end and just kind of buff it all over. You can take some on the tip of the brush if you want to add a little bit of like a matte shadow just right into the crease and be able to have a little bit of blending motion. It's just so good. And then you guys know how I feel about powder brushes. I'm picky about them, but this is so lovely, so soft. I love the handle. Everything feels very luxe. This is the number 67. So these are my favorite three out of the entire collection, but I do enjoy the entire collection. If moving on before I fully lose my voice, I have some palettes that I want to talk about. And the first one is from NARS. Oh my goodness, NARS, thank you so much. Like I have mentioned before, I really haven't been feeling too many NARS eyeshadow palettes. There just hasn't been ones that I've just really gotten excited about. But when I saw this one, I was like, all right, we're going to be picking up NARS again. And this is the Afterglow palette. I have used this so often. I make the mistake all the time of closing it. I can't get it back open. This is what it looks like. I have used every single shade in this palette. I grabbed for it all the time. I love the corally pinks. I love this shade down here. This works really well. A lot of the time shades like this do not work well, or they can be patchy or just, you know, not have the pigmentation. This has so much pigmentation in it. There's only one shade in the palette that is just kind of like, me, it's okay, and that's this shade right here. It's a beautiful shade, but it's far more sheer than what I want. I would love to be able to really pack that on and have it keep its intensity, but it doesn't matter if I use it wet or dry. It does soften up a bit. It gives a really pretty like shimmery effect to the eye, but I just wanted a little bit more. But everything else, pigmented, blendable, the mattes are like a dream. This is such a great palette. And like I said, I've been reaching for it a ton. And the counterpart, this is the Overlust palette. This is what I'm wearing right now. I have been going basically back and forth in between this palette and the Scott Barnes palette for my blush. Thank you, NARS. Thank you for not including Laguna. Thank you for not including Orgasm. Thank you for these beautiful lighter tones, because a lot of the times they do these bright pinks in there. They always put Orgasm in there. They put, you know, shades that have been done several times. Luster, you know, a lot, Dolce Vita, just several different blushes that I have in my collection already. This is something brand new for them. No, this is not going to work on every skin tone. But for me, this is such a good palette. If you are anywhere from fair to, I would say medium. I consider myself to be a light medium. I think this would go up a notch to medium. This is beautiful. If you're looking for something that's much more natural, softer on the skin, these blushes are to die for. I have been using the center one right here the most. That's what I have on my skin right now. There's all three. You have this pinky one, this more nudish color, and then the darker shade. The darker one I do believe would go on to a tan skin tone. It's just that I don't know that I would say get the palette because of just this one shade, because the other two is going to be a little bit iffy. These highlights right here, they look like they would be like really, really intense, but they're not. They have a kind of a like a gelée type of texture to them. And you can see even swatched, they look really smooth and really beautiful on the face. So this is what I have on right now, but I have it packed on. This is not a highlight for somebody who wants something that's going to be really intense. You can build it up. You can use it wet, of course. And if you can kind of see, I have like little dig marks in there, and that's because I tend to use stiffer brushes with this formula. I like my Stilazzi L302 because I can really get that and then like press it into the skin, or my Linda Hallberg 306. This is what I use today. I mixed both of these and then I just buffed them into the skin. What I like about it is that it's very smooth and natural. So this again is not going to be something that's really intense. Even to get what I have on today, even, you know, it's a little bit more intense in this light. It takes some effort. So this is very, very natural. If you're looking for something like that though, this is so pretty. I am in love with this palette. This is one of my favorite face palettes that NARS has ever done. I would love to see them come out with a deeper version of this. So not shades that they've done before, something more on the nude side that works for deeper complexions. I would love to see them do that. I would just love to see people do that in general. Like all the companies, when they're doing their holiday releases and everything, it seems like they kind of skip out on doing both. And I really think that you should be doing both. That's just my 2 cents. All right, let's get into one of the newest eyeshadow palettes. And I feel like this might be a little bit of a cheat, but I don't care. I am obsessed with this. I keep picking up the wrong one because I have them all stacked right here. All right, so this is the new Natasha Denona Mini Glam. Oh my goodness, this is so pretty. I used this palette yesterday and I forgot to mention that the green in here is from the 28 pan, like the original ones. I had completely forgotten about it, to be completely honest with you, but this shade right here is also a duplicate and it is from the BEAUTI palette, and I swatched those on camera. Even though they are the same shade, they are a little bit different. Like I could tell that they were very, very, very close, but they are still just a little bit different. Not different enough to really see any difference on the eyes though. This is just a perfect palette that is neutral leaning cool. I said that in my review. If you're looking for a palette that you just want to dip your toes into something that's a little bit cooler without it being gray, without it being purple or anything like that, this is so good. And the price point is really nice. Yeah, you're not getting a lot of product. You do have to take that in consideration. Some people would rather have more product and spend more money, and while others would rather spend less money because not everybody goes through eyeshadows. So they would rather spend less money and just have the shadows to use. So this palette is just perfect to me. I love this shade right here. It looks like nothing in the pan, but when I build this up on my eyes, it's just a beautiful neutral cool tone, and it's not too cool and it's not too neutral. There's something so beautiful about it. I love the look that I got yesterday. So if you're looking for a mini that is consistent, the metallics are beautiful, the mattes are beautiful, everything works really well, this is a great one to have. Let's talk about Chanel. This is another brand that I haven't really been feeling on too much. I went through a stage where it was all Chanel. I love Chanel so much. I was picking up so many different things, and then recently the releases haven't been as exciting to me. They just kind of went down this road of meh, you know, and I started to kind of fall out of love with Chanel, other than the pieces that I already have in my collection, which I absolutely love. But the collection for spring and summer is stunning. I really like the other palette that I got as well, but this is the one that I've been loving the most, Elemental number 352. This is a very light palette. And for a lot of people, that can be a no-go, but for me, this is something that is so easy to just put on the eyes and run out the door. It looks so natural, but just like a little bit extra. It's beautiful. If you have fair skin and you're looking for something that is just not going to give you over the top pigmentation, it's going to darken up on you and you just have such a hard time and you want lovely, beautiful, neutral, cool tone shades, this is it. Oh, this is it. It is such a good palette. And I remember when I did the look, I had done it before I had shown my review on these. People went nuts. They're like, what is on your eyes? And it was, barely anything. I feel like a lot of the times when I have something, even like what I have on right now, I will get, did you do a tutorial for that? And it's just something really, really soft. And in case you're wondering what's on my eyes right now, it is one of the new Juvia's Place palettes. Yes, I am going to do a review, but it's probably going to be like a silent thing again where I put all of the shadows on, test them out, and then do the review for you guys, but it's going to be a few days. KOKIE Cosmetics. This is so good. This is the matte bronzer in the shade Stay Golden. This is what I have on my face right now, and the elephant, they all come with this little elephant imprint. Can you guys see the elephant on this one? I don't know if you can or not, but there's an elephant and I have basically gotten the elephant completely off of this one because I've used it so much. It says Stay Golden. It's definitely a warmer tone, but it's not too dark and it's not orange. I have been using this like crazy. Again, it's either been this or the Scott Barnes little duo that I've been doing. This blends into the skin so beautifully. I believe it's $8 and you're getting 17 grams of product in here. It is insanity. It is so good. It's on par with a lot of my favorite high-end bronzers. It's so good and I've just been using this to death. I will definitely end up repurchasing this whenever I run out. I was considering repurchasing my Jouer bronzer, the lighter one, the duo, but I wanted to, use up makeup that I already had in my collection because I've purchased that duo so many times. And then KOKIE sent over all 4 of these and I fell in love with that one. So I feel like I can wait a little while to repurchase the Jouer. I want to show you guys just really quickly in case you missed the video of the other colors. We have Heat Wave, Sunlit Peach, and then the darkest one is Soul Tan. And this one is really dark. Let me show you guys a little swatch. You see, yeah. They did a great job. I believe that this palette is my new favorite Nabla Cosmetics palette, the Dreamy 2. And yes, this was sent to me as well. I love this. So if you are looking for something that's kind of similar to the red palette from the Pat McGrath Star Wars collection, this is a really good, not dupe, but it's comparable to it, and you've got colors in here that you can wear and get looks that kind of look like the ones from the Pat McGrath. I showed this shade right here and I actually like this shade more in this palette. This is Hidden Place. This is a beautiful duochrome shade. Just, it's so stunning. And then let me show you a couple more. There you go. They're so pretty. And then the mattes that they put in here are the perfect mattes. Like this one right here, this one, and this one. It really allows you to do so many different eye looks. And then I love having a shade like this, not only because I like to do my brow arch with something like that or to set underneath my brow. I like to mix, so if I didn't want this shade to be as dark or this one as dark, I could take this and easily go in and just kind of lighten them up just a little bit. These shades are extremely pigmented. They're beautiful. And then they have this, what do they call it? I was trying to look at the back of this to see, but it just says Eyeshadow Impressed Pigment Palette. But the mattes down here are a different type of matte. Like when you touch them, they kind of remind me of the Natasha Denona, those really creamy, wet feeling mattes, but they call this one different. It's like nylon matte or something like that. It's a new formula. They did such an amazing job with it. And then I have just watched one more, REM or REM. You pack this on the lid and it is phenomenal. I'm gonna start squeaking. It is so pretty. If you are looking for these type of tones, please check this palette out. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Just one more eyeshadow palette, and I just remembered picking this up that I was supposed to send a picture to my friend and I forgot to. I wanted this whenever it first came out, but I missed it. I didn't get it and it sold out, and then I ended up grabbing it when it came back into stock. And it's so pretty. There are glitter shades in here, so if you don't like glitters, just be warned, it's these shades right here that are that glitter formula, but I love this palette. I love the mixture of cool and warm tones in here. It's so beautiful. I'm sorry, friend. I'm so sorry. My mind, it's not working right now. I came home from the doctor and I slept for hours. I got underneath the covers and they're shaking. I was like, I asked my husband, I was like, do you have the heat on? He's like, yes, you have a fever. Like, I know, but do you have the heat on? All right, the next thing is from By Terry. I did end up putting this into my favorites of the year. This is phenomenal, phenomenal. If you are looking for something that is going to be skincare and primer in one, and is going to make your skin just look its absolute best, this is it. This is the Starlight Rose Youth Glow Elixir, and this is limited edition. I got sent over a huge package from them. I had a kit, and then I had the new stuff for the holidays, and this was a part of it, and I am in love. I'm gonna go ahead and order a backup of this because this is something that I have been using nearly daily. You guys see it in like where I put my primers and stuff. This is amazing, and I don't substitute my skincare. I did do a video showing this and a few other skincare items from By Terry. Like, I've really been enjoying this one, and it's on my vanity right here because I've been applying it a lot right before I do my makeup and then wiping off the excess when I'm feeling a little bit more dry. And this is the Hydra Mask. So this is amazing. You don't have to go and actually rinse it off or anything. And then I go in with this. This just, it gives a slight smoothing effect, but it also adds this radiance without it being greasy or too sparkly or anything like that. This is magic. It is magic in a bottle, and I'm telling you, it gives my skin a glow no matter what. I just feel like it does wonders for my skin. I'm in love with it. Two more favorites, and then we will get into the fails. This is also from By Terry, and it is the Mascara Double Effect Lash Expert Twist Brush. I used this in my By Terry, that whole video where I did the skincare and the whole glowy look, which I absolutely love. And I have been really enjoying this mascara. There's two different ways that you can use it. So the bottom part right here will twist. And so you can have more of a straight brush, or if you twist it, you get that kind of twisted effect. And that is how I use it. In the video, I showed, using it with just the straight brush and then going back in with it twisted. I just keep it twisted. I feel like it really adds so much volume and length to my lashes. This is what I'm wearing right now. I do use a lash growth serum that is always listed down below as well. And I have to admit that I cried a little bit before this video because I don't know if I can say, because I don't think the item has been released yet, but I got a little DM from somebody that I am very fond of. It was right before I started this video, and she told me that she was naming something after me, and I was like, I'm crying and I'm about to start a video. But I said, but I've been so sick, and this is just making my day. She absolutely made my day, so I can't wait to share that with you guys when it officially happens. I'm really excited. So anywho, I cried a little bit, so I was like trying to re-separate, but I didn't end up getting anything underneath, and it doesn't flake on me, anything like that. It's wonderful. Another wonderful thing that has been lasting on my eyes so well is this liner from Rimmel, and it is the Scandalized Precision Micro Eyeliner. I don't usually line my top lash line. It's something I just usually leave blank. I always put Milk Boss liner on my top inner rim, but nothing on the actual top of my eyelid. This has a really tiny little felt tip, and you can get a really great really precise line right up against the lashes, which is what I need. I don't like to mess with it a lot of times with other liners because while I like them for my winged liner or other things like that, or even a thicker liner, thin but thicker on the top lash line, this dries down. It doesn't budge. It's not shiny. It's a matte finish and it goes right up against my lash line. So I don't end up with this, just very obvious line right up here. I am in love and I've been using it on top of glitters. I've been using it on top of, just like what I have on today. And it lasts me all day. I believe this is waterproof, long lasting, waterproof, smudge proof. And yeah, it does not move. And like I said, I teared up. Like I had tears all up in these eyes and it didn't go anywhere. I have one fail this month and sadly it is from Chanel. So they made it to my favorites, but they also made it to my fails. This is the highlight from the spring summer collection. Eclat du Desert? I don't know. My problem with this is that it is a $70 highlighter and it is so ridiculously powdery. I think I just got that all over myself. Oh my gosh. Let's get that off. Yeah, it's ridiculous. You just barely touch it. I'm barely touching this. I know it probably looks like I'm not, but it is so powdery. I think the effect that it gives on the skin is really nice. I don't think it looks dry or anything like that, even though I would expect it to because of how powdery it is. But I'm going to be losing so much product with this. I don't like how powdery it is. I feel like for $70, I expect something more, even if it's a natural highlighter, which is definitely what this is. Let me grab some of this. I mean, it's just, I don't know if you guys can see how much is on. Let me see. So when I rub that in, you can see it's a very, very natural highlighter. If this had been a different formula, like the NARS ones, those are extremely natural, but the formula is really nice and you're not going to end up losing a bunch of product. I'm telling you, every time you dip into this, I'm just thinking $70, there it goes. And I know some people think about that with shadows. I'm not somebody who really digs into my shadows. I tap in there and I don't tap off my brush and then I go straight into my eye look. So I don't feel like I lose a lot when it comes to any kind of powdery shadows. So that doesn't really bother me. But for my highlight, for whatever reason, I just feel like all of this in here is going to go to waste, and I don't like to even leave it in there to try and pick it up later. Let me just grab a brush. I'm not even going to pick up an itchy, scratchy brush. This is from Sonia G, the Detail Pro. And I'm just gonna go like this. Can you see how much product just gets pushed over to the side? Can you guys see that? It's insanity. And then, what? It's all over my shirt too. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, it's just a mess. I would not suggest spending $70 on this highlight. Even if you like a really natural highlight, there's so many that are not $70 that you can get a natural, beautiful look from. I feel like you can get that really natural, beautiful highlight very, very easily. If you're very light, or I say fair to light, the Highlight 01 from Laura Mercier, it's a baked formula. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. I was trying to think of one that's more pinky like that right off the top of my head, but I can't because all my pink ones are a little bit more intense because I really like them. But anywho, that is it, you guys, for my favorites of December 2019. I hope all of you guys are being safe tonight. You're having fun, whatever it is you're doing, whether you are out with your friends, family, if you're sitting on the couch, whatever you're doing. Happy New Year. I love you, and I will see you in the next year. Bye, guys.